Alright guys, we are on the conveyor belt, headed straight towards the bow of the volcano that is the Memecoin Supercycle that is going to absolutely explode with lava and force and lots of money raining from the sky and send us into the atmosphere. It's legit, guys. If you think Dogecoin in the last bull run, which wasn't the Memecoin Supercycle, it was a bull run and it wasn't meme focused. There's only a couple of memes. You had Shiba Inu, you had Doge. That's basically all that really reached the mainstream. Dogecoin hit a $90 billion market cap and made 2,000 millionaires. If this is a super cycle, it's probably going to make 20, 50, 100,000 millionaires if they know when to sell. And so I wanted to share with you this heuristic that I think could help you trade this Memecoin super cycle if it's going to be as big as possible. It's not going to be take money, make sure you take profit. No one wants to hear that. A lot of us are not going to take profit. That's just the way it's going to be. We're going to write it back on down. But I'm not going to tell you every single video to make sure you take profit on the way up. Instead, I'm going to make sure that you don't sell too early. So this is Murad's Twitter, and he delivered this speech about the Memecoin Supercycle at Token 2049 in Singapore. And this was the catalyst for Memecoins absolutely skyrocketing because he's just a very well-spoken, very well-researched, articulate man who just had a list of 10 tokens. And since then, these 10 tokens have done crazy things. The SPX 6900 over 100x'd. And this is his portfolio over here on Zappa. You can see it's currently worth $32.4 million US, which is phenomenal amount of money to have in meme coins with, as quote unquote, have zero utility. Some of this is scammy spam coins that get sent into his wallet. So if you want to copy trade him, we have his complete portfolio. I'll link it up in the description below. Don't come copy trade this because a lot of people send him money and tokens in order to prop up their Ponzi schemes. So use the actual portfolio that will be in the link in the description below. We got the Excel sheet or the Google Drive sheet there for you. But Murad's thesis is that $32 million, he hasn't sold any of this. He thinks that this is going to become billions, and that's not a joke. And there's hilarious people in the comments who are like, oh, $17 into $1 million? Oh yeah, Santa Claus is real too. Or some comment like that we had recently. Guys, this is all on the blockchain. This is all verifiable on the blockchain. This is real money. It's all going to come tumbling down at some point. I'm going to talk about when that could be. But for now, this is money that most of this could come out. He's probably got about 25, 26 mil. If you take into account when he sells that the price is going to radically drop, he could take that out right now. Alex Becker says that he believes Must Stop Murad is correct. In what? Well, he thinks that Bitcoin is going to go to crazy numbers. I think he's projecting about 200k Bitcoin, if I recall correctly what Becker is saying. He says Dogecoin will likely cross a $100 billion level, which that's not that crazy. It's already at a $60 billion level. But he thinks that that will provide liquidity and hope for all the retail money to then go down into these smaller meme coins, which Murad's list of 10 is probably the next likely candidates of who is going to rise to these levels. And Becca says that it's very reasonable that we will see several of the $500 million to $2 billion meme coins chase Doges and hit $10 to $30 billion or more. And he's referring to one specific coin that he actually just bought. Because Beth Bezos had a comment response saying that's why PNUT to $20 billion is realistic. And Becca says, that's exactly why I'm buying a lot of it. And what is a lot? In another tweet, Becca says he's getting 6 figures of PNUT. So we can say that might be 300 to 500 grand. Alex.eth said, this is PNUT to $20 billion coded. I strongly believe it is the next Pepe, says Becca. And the next Pepe just crossed a $10 billion market cap. And it's kind of crazy to think because this is what most people's takes are. They come to the PNUT graph and they're like, oh, look at this. It was sitting flat and it popped up. And if you're buying here, you're buying the top. And they're probably temporarily correct because it did pull back 70 to 80 or 90% here. And then it pumps up again and it's like, oh, if you buy here, you're buying the top. Who's going to buy a $7 million market cap coin on a squirrel that's passed away and it's probably a flash in the news cycle? And they were temporarily right because it did pull back, probably 50 to 60%, but then it absolutely pumped up here. And in fact, I made a video about it after this pump here on the channel. And you can see it was a massive pump, some 7 mil to about $70 million USD market cap. And this is when I was sleeping because I'm in Australia and we have inverse time zones over here. So I was literally asleep. I'm like, oh, I wish I was awake for that because I'm on the hunt for these coins. I'm trying to make a bunch of money in this meme coin bull market. I'm like, I feel like I could have caught this one if I was awake. I'm like, that's a shame that I missed it because I was sleeping. A lot of the comments in the YouTube video was like, this is a great top signal. Well, if you zoom out even further, you'll see, yeah, it was a temporary top signal that pulled back into the $20 million market caps, but then it absolutely blasted up into the $180 million market cap. And then I believe the election spike here, look at this, guys, look at this massive candle up into the $400 million levels. I believe that was when Trump got elected, and there was a squirrel running across the Democratic Party stage. And then you're like, okay, well, now it's over. Now that's the end of it. Well, if you zoom out again, you would be wrong again, because this thing blasted. Look how tall this candle is. It's insane. Over the $1 billion level. I know we got really skinny lines at the moment, but you guys can get my point. If you zoom out all the way, this thing has like literally broken, at least the way I'm viewing this on Dex Screener. And now guess what's happening? It hit a $2.4 billion market cap, and Alex Becker bought in. And you're like, whoa, guys, this has got to be the top. Well, no. Alex Becker thinks that these $2 billion meme coins will go to $10 or $30 billion or more. And okay, that's not that crazy. If we're in a real bull market and it goes to 10 billion, it's only a 5x return. Well, people like Becka can move into these higher market cap memes with size. They could move $1 million in and they could move $5 million out without harming the liquidity or crashing the entire coin. So that's why people with a decent amount of money like Becka are moving into these higher caps. And if you can get a 30x, you can turn 500 grand into $15 million and move out without crashing the token. And so this is the main thing I want to focus on in this video, because I do think it might help you a lot. This is Murad's projection on when the Memecoin Supercycle is going to play out. And you can see he projects all the way through Q1 2025. It's going to probably about 5 or 6x here. And then he thinks the real volume comes after July, about September in 2025. This is where real retail money, dumb money, comes and bails us all out and becomes our exit liquidity, and we can cash in on those 15, 20, 100 exits. And so the thing I want to bring to your attention is, what makes the price go up? Well, obviously people buying, but in order for people to buy, one of the biggest things is attention. This here is the Dogecoin price chart, and this is the 2021 peak. This is the biggest any meme coin in history has ever touched. It's about a $90 billion level there. And then you had a massive pullback, of course, and then recently with the Department of Government Efficiency and Elon Musk trying to basically stop the government overspending in areas, they have the Doge Council, which has spiked attention and interest, which people then will trade into the meme coin. Because if I plot the Google Trends search volume of Doge over the price, which I have, this is this graph right here. The blue is the search volume, the green is the price of Doge. You can see it correlates almost 1-to-1. Even these little spikes in here, it's just like it got more attention. People traded that attention and thought that it was worth $60 billion of market cap. And so Becker is playing on the thesis is that he's still early in the PNUT saga, even though it's at a $2 billion market cap. He thinks that this little shelf right here will become this shelf right here. And I don't disagree. I don't agree. I don't personally hold PNUT. I'm not recommending you buy it. I'm not recommending you don't buy it. Make your own decision on where you are in the news cycle. But he's thinking that PNUT has a lot of attention left to go onto it. He thinks it's going to be the next Pepe, because Pepe is just starting to pick up that attention. It's like this conveyor belt going out to the mainstream media and going out to all the normies, and they're slowly picking up these new trends, and then they're jumping on the coin thinking that they're going to get really wealthy, and that's when people like Becca are going to be selling. This is the search volume of PNUT in blue. You can see it's really tiny. Now, I have sort of been like, okay, maybe not everyone's searching for PNUT, because they could be searching for the squirrel, because that was also a big part of the drama. You don't really know that the squirrel was named PNUT. And squirrel search data has also spiked, but you can see it's still way less than Doge's attention. And Doge is at a 30x the market cap of PNUT. And my personal thoughts is, I believe this to be true. This is a token here, Brett, that I do own. I'm following Crassus Clay's advice, who turned $15,000 into $15 million with the Brett token. And the theory here is it's also at a $2 billion market cap. And it's interesting because Alex Becker is actually playing the opposite to me, because Cousin Crypto said it's time for Brett to absolutely run, and Becker commented peanut bruv, meaning they're both at the same market cap. They're both going to perform. Obviously, one's going to do better than the other. They're probably both going to do well in a bull market. Obviously, that's what a bull market is. Everything's just floating up and we're all printing money. But for me personally, I buy into the theory that Brett is not listed on a tier 1 exchange yet, and they are very likely to be listed on something like Coinbase, because Brett is on Base, and Base is run by Coinbase, and Coinbase isn't technically allowed a token yet, and Brett is sort of the stand-in mascot of Base, and I can see a lot of volume being done through Base, which means that Coinbase make a lot more money, and a lot of retail come on, especially in the US, through Coinbase. In fact, Coinbase is now in the top 10 apps in the App Store, which is honestly a little bit concerning because that is one of the top signals to know that if retail money is here, is how many people are downloading Coinbase in order to trade these tokens. Because retail cannot trade the microcap tokens. They can only go on KYC through an exchange and put their money into the exchange and buy those top level tokens. And so I wanted to give you one more example. This is a little bit of a tangent, but at least it's helpful when I think about this. This is Tesla's new robot. But I want you to tell me, do you know the name of this robot? You might, but if you do, you're just super smart and you're ahead of most people. Most people don't know the name of the robot, but it's actually called Optimus, named after the Transformers character. And Elon Musk is obviously an absolute savant and genius when it comes to creating companies and creating attention. I mean, he's one of the biggest reasons Dogecoin is even running at the moment. He says, I'll read it exactly. Musk didn't hold back his enthusiasm, boldly stating that Optimus has the potential to be the biggest product ever. The biggest product ever, bigger than Tesla's cars, bigger than its solar solutions, bigger than its energy storage systems. I don't know if he's saying his biggest product ever or the biggest product ever, but that means bigger than iPhone. And I can see that, this is going to take, it's like dishwashers. They're almost in every single household, at least in the West. And Optimus is going to be way more utility than a dishwasher in terms of being a robot. There's no attention here yet. We are early in the trend of Optimus. And I'm going to show you a token that relates to Optimus in a second. I highly recommend you don't buy it. I'm not saying you're going to make a lot of money doing this. I'm just showing you an example of what it looks like to be early in the news cycle versus being one of the mainstream normies that come in late and is exit liquidity. Tesla gets a lot more search volume than Optimus, but he says that Optimus is going to be even bigger than Tesla. So that might take 3 years, that might take 5 years, that might take 2 years. We don't know exactly when Optimus is going to be a bigger product than Tesla or any other product technically in the world, as Musk quoted. But when it is, people riding that trend, whether they're making, clothes for Optimus or whether they're creating crypto tokens for Optimus, all those things are going to go up in value based on the attention as it increases. And there's a token here that's currently at an $8 million market cap, and it shows you that. You can see it's grown from $357,000 market cap to when Optimus or Tesla have breaking news, it runs with the news events and then pulls back. And then they'll have another reveal or robotic breakthrough and it'll run and then it'll pull back. And it's basically trading the attention that that trend is getting. And this is what is happening to every single token and every single meme at the moment. So the more attention that a meme is getting, the more the price is going to go up. And once again, please don't come and buy this. This has so little trade volume and movement that it would just be an absolute snooze fest. You can if you want, but I, in fact, highly recommend, this is financial advice, that you don't buy it. Because a lot of people are in the middle of this meme here, by definition. Most people are in the middle of a bell curve, and they're not going to make money in this cycle. So if this might be you, because I'm somewhat in the middle as well, and I tend to what's called mid-curve thing. But at the end of the spectrum, you have the gigabrains, the geniuses, who know that Bitcoin, they're using Bitcoin in this example, but you can sub it out for any meme coin. They know Bitcoin's going to go to 250K because they've done their 1,000 hours of research on it, and they realize it's one of the best technical revolutions since literally fire or the internet. In the middle, you got the majority of people like, oh, imagine thinking this Ponzi scheme is going to get to 250K. That's crazy. And then they don't buy it. So you got the gigabrains buying it. And then you've got the real dummies on the other side where they're like, oh, 250K. That's crazy. I'll make so much money. And they buy it. And what happens is the mid curve are the people who don't make money. The people who say PNUT already topped at $70 million market cap. They're the ones who have enough brains to realize that that is a high market cap traditionally for meme tokens. And the people, I don't know what to call them to be still respectful, but the people on the far left of this bell curve here just are like, oh, well, this is a funny meme. It's a peanut to 100 billion, to a trillion. And they don't realize the math and they will make the money. And so will the people who put in the time, effort, work 18 hours a day studying these tokens. So make sure you are tracking where attention is flowing and trying to beat it in this bull market, because that is when you perform the best. Thanks for watching. I'm excited to ride this bull market all the way to the top with you and hopefully not all the way back down. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.